Hey family, I am right now at Indoor Gardens and I'm getting some supplies because I want to show you how easy it is to do these microgreens. If I get an opportunity, I'm going to have a guy come out and talk with us about it because I think we're going to go into doing some of these microgreens, at least get some of the young people along with the greens and the towers, get them to get started with us. Peace. All right, this is my friend Dan Kraus. We over here at Indoor Gardens, and I was talking to him about getting some equipment for growing the microgreens as well as planting the seeds. And he was, really informing me about some of this stuff. So can you walk us through a little bit and show us some of the stuff? Because
Yeah. If
you be here
if you're just doing microgreens,
right, microgreens, right?
Yeah. So you can do it a couple different ways. I do all mine in 10 by 20 propagation trays like this. So there's a couple different ways you can set it up. You could either just fill this up with Pro Mix or a different type of soil and just line your seed out a bunch of soil, and then we have domes because seedlings love humidity. So you would put soil in here, wet it down, plant it all with your seed or whatever you're starting in there. And then like that, and literally just under light, and you would have sprouts probably within 3 days, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah, then the second way that I do is in the same thing, and then we have these pretty cool little nifty little, it's really just like a lifting sheet for these rock wool propagation plate mats. And then you just really wash your rock wool until it runs clean, because it's just spun limestone, so there's probably some residual stuff in there. And then after you wet it down, put your seed, and then you can literally just set it like that.
So when you put your seeds down, should how much space should be between them? Like, should I fill the whole thing up, or should I leave a little space in between?
I mean, for microgreens, because a microgreen is really the first set of, nothing bigger than like the first set of leaves. So anything bigger than that is past a microgreen, in my opinion. But like, you can have them really jam-packed on here, almost like as thick as grass grows.
Oh, okay.
So you can really just lay a sheet on there, and then after once your microgreens pop, you can cut them, and then they'll regrow again, probably up to 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
So you get multiple flushes out of the seeds that you're putting down in there.
Cool.
And then like if you're using soil, you can just reuse the soil. After you've gotten done with one, you can just really pull off the top layer, because the roots will be pretty dense. So, and then you can reuse whatever soil's in there and just put a little bit extra on top, just a little freshener. And then,
but this rock wool, after you get done with the batch, you gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, it's pretty much, the roots will have inundated this so much that it'll be mostly root. Like when you pull this out, when you turn it over, this whole thing will just be matted white with roots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and with it doing that and pushing through, it just falls apart.
Cool.
Because of the roots. Trying to rinse it off, it would probably be a little too much of a hassle, honestly.
Cool.
But yeah, like the soil that I recommend for microgreens is the Pro Mix. It's pretty much nutrient inert. It does have an inoculant in it, a mycorrhizae, like a beneficial fungus. But it's pretty much just sphagnum peat moss and perlite. Really good water drainage, and it allows for like super quick turnover.
Okay, cool. So you don't have to, like, because you probably said this already, but with microgreens, you don't have to worry about the nutrients, because
they're so quick.
Okay.
They're so quick and so young that no, you really don't need to work. Like you could do it in a soil, in like a soil with actual like that's amended with like feather meal, earthworm casings, and all that type of stuff. That could potentially lead to better flavor because the organic breakdown of stuff like earthworm casings, feather meal, bone meal, alfalfa meal, all of those things, it's that organic breakdown that plants love to give like better flavor and taste for not just microgreens,
everything.
For everything.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's the difference of having like a hydroponic tomato that might look amazing, ready to go on the shelf, but not taste real good.
Right.
And compared to a tomato grown in actual dirt and soil, that one that's grown in dirt and soil is going to far surpass the other one.
But you can supplement to make that tomato
100%.
Okay, cool.
We have nutrient lines that are there to supplement and add whatever. If you're growing in a medium that is nutrient inert, that has nothing in it, we have amendments, whether you're going organic or mineral-based products, to do the same thing as the organic stuff, just mineral. So it's automatically, like, it's readily available for the roots to uptake immediately when it's mineral based.
So at our school, we're doing aeroponics. Do you have a brand of nutrient that I could pour in that would kind of make the greens taste better?
To make the greens taste better, yeah. I mean, I'd probably stick with like a Botanicare. That's a super easy one. It's a 2-part, so it's got. And I mean, if you're doing just greens, you'd probably only need the grow. Because most lettuces and especially microgreens, they're not going to get to a point of where they would flower. But you still take, it's just green foliage. You're not trying to harvest like an already finished okra or like a corn or anything like that. Once you get into like actual flowering, like making the product of like an eggplant or any of those, then you'd get into a bloom cycle feeding regimen.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
All right. Now, one more question, because when I came, I got the lower lid. What's the difference between the height of this one and that one? Is it a big difference?
With microgreens, because especially with this, you already have about 2 inches that you get to play with, and most microgreens don't get bigger than 4, maybe 5 inches. And I like using this hood, and they really grow up. Like once they start hitting the top of this dome, you know you're probably good. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
The bigger domes are just for bigger plants.
Okay.
So like if you wanted to sprout tomato seeds or something like that, you could do that in these, and then you could grow the tomato plant in high humidity up until it's that big, and then you can transplant it into dirt. So younger plants love high humidity and like pretty high to average temperatures. So like 70 to like 82. And then like 70 to like almost 90% humidity. Little baby plants thrive.
Okay, cool.
Thrive in that. So then it's a lot easier to make high humidity and temperatures in a dome than it is like a whole room.
Cool. Can you show us one of the tents? Because you was telling me about the tent and how that would help with the production of. So you don't have to have it, but these are the tents.
Yeah. If you didn't want to put domes on it and you just had like a racking system. Like this tent right here is our high humidity tent because we grow like tropical stuff that needs really, really high humidity. Like these are pictures.
That's the one that eat flies, right?
Yeah, like you can see usually in the bottom of these, they're completely that'll be a hard one to see, but this is in ProMix, so with these ones that actually eat bugs, you want no nutrients in your soil at all because it gets everything it needs from the bugs that it eats.
Wow.
Right? It's pretty impressive. But I mean, to make a tent like this...
How you get bugs in there, man? It's closed.
Organic stuff. Okay. So soils right there, you'll have more bugs with organic materials more rather than you would like a rock wool or like even a cocoa. Okay. Yeah, bugs and stuff are just naturally occurring when there's organic compounds involved.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really easy to keep a tent like this, high humidity and high temperature. So if you had a tent like this, high humidity, high temp, you technically don't need a dome. So you could just put trays in here and they would be able to do the same thing as if in a dome. This is just like a bigger dome for the most part.
Last question. What got you into doing the microgreens?
So I was a chef for 22 years. Own my own food trucks and restaurants and stuff like that in town, and I grew my own stuff because I want to know where it came from and I want to make sure it had the best taste. So, and I got a green thumb. My grandmother taught me how to grow and garden and stuff like that. So it's just fun watching something go from a seed to a finished plant.
Cool.
So.
All right. Well, you got cactuses over here, and
This one's a pineapple.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was literally just a pineapple from, I think it was Kroger, right? And we cut the top off, and then once you cut the top off, you can pull away like right at the base of where the green part of the pineapple, you can pull away, and you'll see where roots would form. We stuck it in a glass of water, changed the water every other day, but in about 2 weeks, we had roots growing out of it, and then we just stuck it right in soil.
So eventually you'll be able to get pineapples off of this?
So it takes 2 years for a pineapple to go from getting root to production to actually having a pineapple you can take off of it, like 2 years.
Okay.
So this is like 7 months old right now, and by the time it's done, the pineapple will be up here, and these fronds will just be like, this thing could take up this whole tent.
Okay. So you did one before?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and our other location off of Chantry Drive, they actually have one in one of their side grow rooms because they have like quarantined off like grow rooms, just like a tent, but actually like hard-walled hard-walled rooms, which is really nice. He has a pineapple that he's about to harvest that he's had there for about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Anytime.
All right. So y'all seen the interview, and I'm not on here trying to get you to grow microgreens and make $5,000 a week. You know, because a lot of people don't tell you how labor intensive that is, but you can grow microgreens for yourself. Now, one of the things I'm trying to do is introduce the young people in Gye-Nyame and some of the older people in Gye-Nyame to simple methods that you can supplement your income. Now, those that might want to go a little bit beyond, they can take it beyond that because this is a labor-intensive project. But it doesn't have to be super labor-intensive that you cannot do this at home and get you some microgreens into your life once a week. Now, what I want to do is I want to share an article with you. I need to go to my news scene. Let me go to my news scene. Anime, where my news scene at? Can I get my news scene or something? Can I get some type of existence, please? First off, I need to remind you that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hot Tip. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production all day, air day. We don't do nothing but strive to blow up your old paradigm. And there's some old paradigms of health that we in our community can start working together to overcome. Now, I constantly talk about tribe building, but what good is it to build a tribe of unhealthy people? I'm teaching young people how to do the ambrosia. I made that possible for years. You know, a lot of people ain't jump on it. I got some people who are steady purchasers of the product and can sing the praises of it. We got greens growing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done seen the towers. Y'all done seen the outside garden. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, on our end there's some lack, and it's on the community's end there's some lack. But these microgreens are also another quick avenue that we can use to really, really build up some health and maybe move some of our young people into wealth, right? Because microgreens grow in like 5 days, right? I could go and grab, matter of fact, I don't even have to grab nothing. You probably won't be able to see it, but right behind me in this little arrow garden, I have microgreens growing. I put those in, I put those in on Kaumba. I got another stash over here that I got from the store that me and young Gye-Nyame went out and did. I hate to lift the top off because they like that moisture and stuff. But Gye-Nyame got some greens up in here. Once again, baby do too much. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's see if I can get a nice little angle so that you can see it. Ooh, I didn't mean to pull y'all up. Y'all stay down there. Smell good. These are some of the microgreens that we're growing. And this little thing right here, all together, with the seeds, might be about $20. Once you buy the little setup here, you don't have to purchase anything else. You could just set these up, put them in a nice warm place with plenty of light, and you could be able to grow you some microgreens. Why grow microgreens, Brother Hatim? Why grow microgreens? Let me put on my glasses so I can see your questions. Why grow microgreens, Brother Hatim? Hold on. All right. So let's go to our article. Can I get my news scene, please? Where my news scene at, Anime? Can you help me out, please?